What's up, everybody? Want to let you know kind of just like what's been going on in my life for the past month. It's been kind of like interesting, kind of crazy. So for the last 30 days, I've been eating a plant-based diet. What is a plant-based diet? Well, plant-based diet is basically no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no animal byproducts. So basically also referred to like as a vegan diet. I've been a vegan for the past 30 days. And that's kind of crazy because it's like, you're probably thinking, Andrew, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, people talk to you, they're like, why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing veganism for 30 days? Why are you only eating plants? It's kind of strange, right? And it is really strange. And so I want to just talk about it, talk about the experience real quick, how it's been, what it's been like, why I did it. And so let's start with why. So a month ago now, I got into, I guess, what you would call a conversation with someone about one of my friends online about veganism, right? And you know, I try to stay offline when it comes to arguing about stuff. It's kind of petty, usually doesn't accomplish anything, kind of immature. But I was like, I got engaged in this conversation, and a little bit of civil discourse back and forth, and I decided, you know what? Let's quit this online arguing. We both live in Lynchburg. Let's meet up, talk about it. You know, because I was really interested to know what would make a person have such an off-the-wall lifestyle. Like, to me, not eating animals is like insane. Like, to me, I'm like, what traumatic experience would have to happen to someone to make them do this to themselves? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. So I was like, why? I want to understand more about why someone would choose to do this. So, met up with this person, started having a conversation about it, and by the end of the conversation, I was like, you know what? I want to try this for 30 days. I want to try it for the month of May, which was like kind of weird and insane. And it's like, Andrew, why would you even want to do something like that? Well, because to me, a plant-based diet, being a vegan, it is kind of weird and it's kind of challenging. And I like to do things that are weird and challenging. So it met both of those criteria. So I was like, you know what, month of May, I'm not eating any meat, not eating any dairy, not eating any eggs. This is what I'm going to do. Why? Whatever, right? And so now that we're at the end of the month of May, the question is, well, Andrew, are you going back to Sam's Club and Bojangles, or what are you doing with this vegan thing, right? And this is the thing, which is kind of crazy because I never would have expected this going into it. I think for now, I'm going to continue eating a plant-based diet. I'm going to continue being a vegan. And I want to just talk about that for a couple minutes. And if you're not interested, feel free to move along. I don't really care. But I just wanted to give like some quick reasons why. Because for me, in everything in life, I like to start with why. Like, I like to have a reason for doing things, you know. And it's not emotionalism. It's pretty logical, to me at least. So there's 3 reasons why. I'm going to start at the place that you might be most interested and end at the place where you might be most disinterested. So number 1 is health, right? And it's really hard for me to give a comprehensive, conclusive argument for why eating plants is better than eating animals for your health in like just a couple seconds, a couple minutes. But at the same time, it's not, because it's kind of common sense. Like, your whole life, you know this from even your own experiences, that eating plants is better than eating like the garbage a lot of times of eating animals, right? Like, eating a salad with like light dressing is better for you than eating a taco with cheese and sour cream and like greasy beef. Like, that's not, like, you don't even have to really, like, that's not an argument. We don't have to go to the data and look at it and argue about it. And like it's pretty simple. Like, eating plants is overall better for you than eating animals. And there's lots of information out there about it. I would encourage you to go to like nutritionfacts.org. If you're interested in documentaries, there's a great documentary called Forks Over Knives talking about how eating a plant-based diet can help with chronic illness. There's another great documentary called What the Health. I'd really encourage you to watch those. But like, some really quick facts, like, the World Health Organization, like, a lot of people don't know this, the World Health Organization has classified eating processed meat as a type 1 carcinogen, group 1, group A carcinogen, which is the same class that smoking cigarettes is. Which means that the World Health Organization has looked at the data, and according to them, there is a correlation, there is a cause. It causes cancer to eat processed meats. That's crazy. Because, like, we eat tons of processed meat, and no one's even talking about that, right? And, like, World Health Organization also has decided that eating red meat is a type 2 carcinogen, which means that there's probable causality between eating red meat and types of cancer. we're eating 150% more meat than our ancestors did back in the early 20th century. And I think we can look around and see like obesity rates are through the roof. 600,000 people a year die of heart disease, #1 killer in America. Almost 600,000 people die of cancer. 46.5% of all deaths in the US will come from cancer and heart disease. And no one's really questioning like, what about the food, right? And so, to me, it's kind of simple. And I'd encourage you to do more research. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So first reason is health. Why am I sticking with a plant-based diet? Health. Second reason, the environment. Which again, is weird because I'm not a tree hugger by any means. But once you start doing a little research, you realize like, wow, animal agriculture causes so much like environmental damage. Like, I think like 90% of the Amazonian rainforest deforestation, like we're cutting down the Amazon rainforest, it's for cows. Like a rainforest that we'll never get back, that it will take thousands of years to regrow, we're chopping down to eat hamburgers, right? It's kind of crazy. It's just insane like how bad animal agriculture is for the environment. Over 50% of greenhouse gases globally come from animal agriculture. 18% come from the transportation industry. So the next time you jump in your Prius because you think you're doing something for the environment, like, oh, I'm driving an electric car, it's good for the environment. Well, your hamburger does more environmental damage than your Prius does, or your F-150 that gets 7 miles per gallon. It's insane. Like, it's such a huge environmental impact. Like, how much water and how much land it takes to raise these animals for us to eat compared to plants. It's like nothing. Like 90% of the corn that we grow in America, we're feeding to cows. Like, we could just eat that corn for ourselves and we'd feed the world. So environmental is number 2. Again, I'm not a huge tree hugger, but at the same time, like I believe as Christians, we should steward what God has given us here on the earth. And we can't do that when we're pumping like carbon emissions and actually methanol emissions into the environment from these animals that we're growing to slaughter and eat and be unhealthy. It just doesn't make sense. So the last reason, which is a reason that I never thought that would be me, I never thought I would say this, is ethical. So health, the environment, and ethics, right? Which is weird. But if you do a little research, you'll understand that the way that 99% of the animals that we eat every day, the way they're treated, it's just not good. Like, it's terrible. Like you would never treat your dog that way. You would never even, there's a quote that goes around that if slaughterhouses had glass walls, we would all be vegans. That's not true. I've killed chickens myself before. I've raised 20 chickens from little baby chicks to full chickens and slit their throats and did the deal, and I get it. Like, I've been there. I've killed deer. I've gutted deer. I've done it all. And the interesting thing about it is, to me, it comes down to necessity. Why are we, like, brutalizing and murdering millions of animals every year just for our enjoyment? Like, it's not necessary. It's not good for us. It's not good for the environment. And to me, it's not necessary that we do that. So why are we doing it? Like, just enjoyment, just like because I enjoy the way a steak tastes or I enjoy a McChicken sandwich, like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And and this is an issue that I'm still like working around. It's a big issue, and so I'm not gonna cover every single aspect of it in a couple minute video. But to me, those are the 3 reasons why I'm staying plant-based, why I'm staying vegan: is health, the environment, and ethics. Really, I have a friend that I love. This is a great quote. She said, "Christians shouldn't be complacent about anything." I agree with that premise, especially our health, and so that's a big thing for me. And there's one other quote. I got to pick up my laptop to read it to you real quick, but I'm going to leave you with this, and then I'm going to go and get out your hair, and you don't have to listen to me ramble about why my diet's going to be off the wall for a while. So, this is from Joel Salatin, who is a farmer actually here in Virginia. He's not a vegan, but he's a farmer. He's like an organic farmer type thing. He says this: "A culture that just views a pig as a pile of protoplasmic, inanimate structure to be manipulated by whatever creative design the human can foist on that critter will probably view individuals within its community and other cultures within the community of nations with the same type of disdain and disrespect and controlling type mentality." So, to me, when it comes down to it, animals are valuable. I think they are valuable. I think there's a lot of cultural desensitivity to things we don't know. We just kind of put it in the back of our mind. We just kind of like, oh, I don't want to see that. You know, like I don't want to see how the chickens and the cows and the pigs are actually treated that end up being my food. I'm not okay with that. I'm just gonna block it off, and I'm not gonna accept that it's actually kind of really cruel at the end of the day, and it's not really necessary, and it's actually not good for the environment. And at the end of the day, it's really bad for your health too. So that's where I'm at. If you have any questions about it, I'd love to chat. It's something that I'm working through. So, you know, call me out, challenge me. Love to hear. I love some good conversation about it, because it is an interesting subject, and it's something that I never thought 30 days ago. I never thought I would be standing here making a video about how I'm going to be vegan. What? Like, that doesn't even, like, it just blows my mind still. But anyways, I'd encourage you, you know, if you're interested in it, it's not like a thing where it's not like a cult, it's not a religion. Just try it out. Try it out for a month like I did. Try it out for a week. Try eating a vegan dinner for a week and seeing how you feel. Because at the end of the day, I feel pretty great. It's been challenging, but overall, it's been surprisingly easy. And so if you're interested in it, I'd love to talk to you about it. Sorry for if you're following me on Instagram, sorry for all the vegan food posts. I'm going to try to wane it down a little bit. But till next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.